Hello, everybody. We're going to start right away. And I'm going to remind you of what we were doing yesterday. We didn't quite finish everything we talked about yesterday. So you'll know in just a minute. Finn wants me to remind him. Right. So that will be helpful. All right. So today, our learning target is to identify, solve, and create multiplication and division word problems. Yesterday was the same. So guys, you don't need to sharpen pencils right now. You just have to have sharp ears to listen. So we are going to be continuing our work with not only solving word problems, but also creating them. And the reason why is when we can write them, we understand them better. So that's the goal. We want to be able to understand them so we can actually solve real ones. So you have to be able to identify what type of word problem it is, solve it, and then create your own. So looking at some of our facts we have learned, we are focusing on the harder ones. We've learned a lot of easy ones. We know our fives pretty well. We're pretty confident in our twos and our tens, but there's a few that are a little tricky. So I'm going to share some poems with you from yesterday, little ways to remember, and then we will learn a couple more. So hopefully we can get those memorized. So these will review, and you weren't here yesterday. That will help you. Remember the ones we did. So we talked about, not this one. The 3 times 7 was a tough one. So remember, we had 3 friends going into a door, which the 7 looks like the door, and it was their 21st birthday. Do you guys remember that from yesterday? Yeah. So we're going to move our Zoom, if I can, down. There we go. And let's read it. Picture 3 people by a door, which looks like a 7, saying, "It's our 21st birthday." 3 times 7 equals? So 3 people are by the, what number is for the door? 7. What are these 3 people saying? It's our 21st birthday. So 21st birthday, we're going to pick 3 times 7. 3 times 7. We have some 8 and have it multiplied over 2. Looks like it was, as he said, it's 32. A box of 4 clovers birthday. So there are 4-leaf clovers for 4. So we know 4 times 4 or dress to fit you perfectly. A 4-leaf. So 6 is right. Let's try. So we've got 9. Review instead of doing the multiplication table today. All right, we're going to watch another 9s just to get us really good at it.
In this video, I'll show you how to multiply by the number 9 using only your fingers. This is a very simple method.
Do it with them.
A fun, visual way to multiply by 9, especially for children. As a first example, let's look at 9 times 3. We'll start with our left pinky and count along our fingers to 3. 1, 2, 3. Next, we'll count the number of fingers to the left of 3. There are 2, so we will put a 2 in the tens place. Now we will count how many fingers are to the right of 3. There are 7, so we put a 7 in the ones place. So our final answer is 27.
We just did that one.
Let's do another example. Let's find 9 times 5 using only our fingers. We start with our left pinky again and count across to our fifth finger. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then we count the number of fingers to the left of the fifth finger. There are 4. So we put a 4 in the tens place. Next, count how many fingers are to the right of the fifth finger. There are 5. So we put a 5 in the ones place.
Abby, can you
So
sit
our
up and
final
get out from
answer
under that?
is 45.
That's not very
Now
safe.
it's your turn to try this. Try
Finn,
solving
we're
9
gonna listen.
times 7 in 10 seconds.
Okay, this is your job.
Time's up. Did you get it? There are 6 fingers to the left of 7, and there are 3 fingers to the right of 7. So the correct answer is 63. Cool, huh?
Okay, at home, you should have been doing that too. I hope I'm seeing that.
Come see my other videos.
Okay. All right, so here's our plan. I'm going to need whole body listening so you'll know what to do. Yesterday, we had our multiplication story problems. We did not all get a chance to finish. If you have not finished, we are going to pass yours back out to you. If you're at home, you should have yours with your math stuff. You can have some time to finish coloring and drawing yours, and I'll put the example back up so you know what I'm talking about. This was the one I did yesterday. There were 3 wagons at the pumpkin patch. Each wagon had 8 pumpkins in it. How many pumpkins were there all together? You're going to write your problem at the top. At the bottom, you're going to have your illustration that matches your equation. On the back, you'll have your answer. So today, once we finish these, if you are at home, you're going to get in a breakout group. You're going to have to share yours and solve each other's. So in the classroom, we're going to walk around and listen to other people's problems. We're going to have our math spirals. They're going to read their problem to us, and we're going to try to solve it, see if we get it right, and keep working on them until we've done quite a few of these problems. Because not only did we say we were going to create word problems, we have to solve them too. Okay, so that is what we're going to be doing. But I know we needed at least, I'm thinking maybe 10 more minutes, probably no more than that. So I'll see what you can get done in 8 to 10 minutes. If you are finished, I have 2 choices for you. You have to stay in Zoom because we're going to be in breakout rooms here in about 8 to 10 minutes. You could write another one if you would like. Or you could go on Think Central for a few minutes and see if you can get a couple problems done. But don't leave the Zoom. You need to stay on Zoom because then I'm going to say, hey, okay, our 8 minutes are up and we're going to be sharing now. And then we have more to our lesson. Okay, so I'm going to pass these out. You guys get started. And Finn, I realize you weren't here. You're going to have to wait till I can get to you. Okay, bud?
Mrs. Aubin, I don't know where my writing is, but I finished it.
I didn't hear the question. Can you repeat it?
I don't know where my piece of paper is, but I finished. I'm pretty sure the thing that you're showing.
Okay, well, you're gonna have it today, so you might have to rewrite it, honey. So here's what we did yesterday. I'm gonna pull it up for you if you need to see it. I'm gonna help the kids who were absent. So the first thing you have to do is choose a unit, right? Think about rows and columns, equal groups. You need a container. August and Finn, I'm talking to you two. I want you to look over here and listen. You can use packages, cages, bowls, cups, bags, etc. But something that can be in equal groups. It's repeated addition.
So are we making kind of like the one that
You're gonna do this. Now, what do you want to do? Do you want to do apples, pumpkins, puppies? I did pumpkins.
I did apples. Miss Alvin? I did apples. Miss Alvin, you're muted.
I didn't hear you, Robert. Can you repeat that?
I chose apples.
I can't hear. Hey guys, I need to hear Robert. Nobody should have to talk right now. You should be working. And if you have a question, raise your hand because Mrs. Aubin can't hear the remote learners. Thank you. Robert, I apologize one more time, buddy.
I chose apples.
Okay,
I
honey,
chose apples.
that's fine. You need to have, are you finished? Are you ready to present your problem?
Yeah, except I can't find the piece of paper.
Okay, rewrite it in your math. It's in your math spiral.
Miss Aubin,
Yes, Ben?
I don't see the thing to the breakout rooms.
That's because we're not ready yet. We're finishing our problem from yesterday. Are you finished, Ben?
Yeah.
Okay, if you're finished, I said you could write another one, or you could do Think Central for 8 minutes. We have kids who aren't finished, and then now we're down to about 5 more minutes. We're gonna go around and share in our breakout rooms and solve each other's problems.
Stay on Zoom.
I can't hear two people at once. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Stay on Zoom.
I can't. I'm sorry, I can't hear you, bud. You can write it in the chat if you want, but I can't hear.
Mrs. Aubin, this is mine. I didn't finish cut.
Okay, so Robert, we're gonna share that now in a few minutes, but while you're waiting, I said you could either write another one, because some people aren't ready to share yet. So if you wanna work on another one in your math spiral, you could do that. Okay, bud? You're down to about 4 more minutes, just wait. Or work on another one.
Miss Aubin, I sent it in the chat.
Yes, Ben, we're staying on Zoom because in a minute we're going to break out into our breakout rooms. Don't go anywhere. Gavin, I see you have your hand up.
Excuse me, Miss Auburn, is that my pencil?
Probably.
Yesterday I made two. The first one was subtraction and was division, but then I figured out I had to do multiplication. So and I finished my first one that was multiplication.
Okay, good. We're going to share it in a minute. Be ready. Thank you, Reese, for telling me Katie is not here. And Jensen, you're going to share yours in a minute.
I am here.
Okay, guys, I'm going to get these guys started because I feel like. All right, everybody, we are going to share. You're going to need your math spiral and a pencil because you have to solve the problems that your peers have created. So be careful not to tell your answer. When you share, I would say something like this. There were 3 wagons at the pumpkin patch. Each wagon had 8 pumpkins in it. How many pumpkins were there all together? I'll show the picture. I'm not going to show the answer. And the people in your group are going to write down their equation in their math spiral and try to answer it. Then, if you're the person sharing, say Leo's in my group. I would say, Leo, how many pumpkins are there? And he's going to tell me what he thinks. Do you know? 3 wagons with 8 pumpkins in it, in each. Thank you, Kristen. I see Reese has got to go. Bye, Reese. See you tomorrow. Leo, what do you think? Do you know the answer? You can say yes or no. Leo Miller. No? Okay, so what should he be doing? Should he just say, I don't know? Or what could he be doing in his math spiral? You're supposed to be solving it, right, Leo? In your group, you're going to solve it. Okay? So that's kind of the goal. And then it would be Leo's turn, if he's in my group, to share his problem with me And then I've got to try to solve it. And then he's going to tell me if I got it right or wrong. Think about your ethical people skills that Mrs. Harrison has taught you in EL as you share in your groups. So Jensen, are you here? Only positive feedback, okay? You can give a suggestion, but we don't want to hurt feelings. We're going to be ethical in our sharing. All right, so get your math spirals, get your paper from yesterday. And Mrs. Harrison, I don't know that I can actually put them in groups. And if you want to do it, you can, or you can give me the rights. If you give me the rights, I'll do it. Be sure to join, and you'll have probably 5 minutes or so. Thank you. Hey, here you go. Okay, you guys, we're gonna do the same thing. Get your paper, find different people, bring your math spiral and your pencil, and have each other solve your problem and you'll solve theirs. See if you get them right or wrong. You got about 5 minutes.
And I might, hopefully I'm not alone in a breakout group. Now I'm not. Okay, good. I mean, take a good text. You're gonna just keep mixing around. Don't let us see your answers. Right. right, I'll deal with this.
If they're doing it.
Next.
What?
Who wants to go next?
I didn't get the whole thing.
Who wants to go next?
I will.
Okay.
Mike had 9 pet snakes. Every snake has 4 fangs. How many fangs are there?
Miss Alvin, we're all done.
How did you guys do? Did you get the right answers?
Yes.
Yes. Katie, you're at home today. Do you feel okay?
I'm feeling better.
Well, I'm so glad you're still came to math. Good job. All right, I'm going to break us out.
Hello. Hello.
There we go. Everybody should be coming back. Why do I only have Ben?
Oh, I have all of them. They're all back.
That's weird.
You just need your, yeah.
All right, kiddos. So we just went over our story problems you guys shared. Those were the facts that we've been struggling with. So hopefully that helped reinforce that, Sawyer, some of those facts that are a little harder to memorize. I realize some of you are still working. We might have to work on that at another time because we are going to move on. We are still problem solving, thinking about what is the problem saying, retelling it in our own words, looking for the clues for that relationship. Is it multiplication? Is it division? Drawing a picture, finding the unknown, and reflecting. So that's what you guys just did. Now remember, when we use multiplication, that's when we're looking for a total amount. It is repeated addition. When we use division, you know the total and you are breaking it into equal groups. So what we just did, you should have seen things like, I loved August's, his idea was palm trees with coconuts. 4 palm trees with 8 coconuts in each. So repeated, that 8 was repeated 4 times. I saw chihuahuas from Lyric. She had 6 cages with 3 chihuahuas in each. Repeated addition. You would add 3 6 times to get your answer, which is multiplication. Now, we've also been learning division. That is when you know the total. You know how many chihuahuas you have. You know how many coconuts you have. You know how many Pokemon cards or stuffed animals, whatever it is, pumpkins, candy. And you are sharing it or dividing it or putting it into equal groups. But you don't know how many are in each group, or you don't know how many groups you have. That's what you're trying to find out. So we're going to skip this for a minute. Actually, now let's go ahead and look at get your math workbook, turn to page 83. Page 83 in your math workbook.
Mrs. Alvin,
Yes,
will you make me co-host?
sure.
When I make you a host, I give up all privileges.
You are welcome. Am I still sharing my screen now? Okay, so we are on page 83. We're going to look at number 1 together. Have your pencil ready. Tony counted 36 legs in the lion house at the zoo. How many lions were there? Well, think about what we know. Let's visualize this. I bet many of you have been to the zoo. 36 legs in the lion house. It's asking me how many lions were there. Now, this is tricky. How many of you think you're going to multiply? How many of you think you're going to divide? I would say it's about half and half, which is why we're practicing this. I remember when we were doing remote learning, we had a problem like this, where we showed the dinosaur legs. Do you guys remember that?
Yeah.
So if you were to picture the same thing, just the legs, and you had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, and 2, 23, 24, 25, 26, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36 legs. That's a lot of legs. This is a lot of work. What you need? Okay, that's not what I want you to do. What do we know about lions and their legs? Finn, you can help me with that. What do you know about lions and their legs?
They have 4.
If you did not hear what Finn said, we know lions have 4 legs. So how am I going to find out how many lions there were, Cooper? How am I going to figure that out? I love it. He says I've got to count by 4s. Does anyone have another idea? Yeah, Max.
You can circle 4 legs and then count how many you circle.
I love it. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 1 lion. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's my second lion. 1, 2, 3, 4. Third. 1, 2, 3, 4. But I like what Cooper said too. You could count by 4s till you got to what, Cooper? 36.
36 divided by 4.
So I know Finn already knows his answer. Now that you have a picture, I want you to write an equation down that you think would match that and make sense. Write it down, Sawyer. And I'm going to have you share in just a minute. What equation would match that picture? Write it down in your workbook. Everybody. Don't forget to label your unit.
I love how you want something.
Don't get too excited. Don't forget to label. I write that on your homework all the time.
Me too.
Don't forget that. You know what, Mrs. Harrison, is so interesting? Josh, and I find this fascinating. As I walked around the room, everybody who had said multiplication changed it to division. And guess why you did that? You had a picture. So when you are hesitating, when you're on Think Central or doing your homework and you're like, I'm just going to do this in my head. I want that answer to just come to me. It's not gonna. You need to use, well, maybe eventually, but not, it's hard to figure this stuff out. Get your math spiral, draw a picture. As soon as you had a picture, you were able to figure it out correctly. So good job. I didn't see one person that had it wrong. Haley, what is the equation? What's the number we started with, the big one? Booker. I look right at her. 36.
Divided by
How many legs does a lion have?
4.
4 equals 9, and we're talking about lions, right? There are 9 lions there. Very good. That made me so happy to see you guys use those strategies and then change your thinking. All right, let's look at the next one. One wall of an art gallery has a row of 5 paintings and a row of 9 paintings. Oh, you know what? I don't even want to do this one right now. Skip this one. Let's skip this one because it's not going to go with what I want to do with my learning target. All right. Did you multiply or divide? It's neither of those. You have, because it says one wall of an art gallery has a row of 5 paintings. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then a row of 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's a good non-example. 9.
It's an example of when you have to really read the problem, though.
And that made me think you probably didn't do our problem solving strategies. Oh, okay. So it's what? It's second grade math. It's addition, which we're going to be adding as well, just bigger numbers. Because why can I not multiply that? Why, Abby? I can't multiply these numbers, 5 and 9. There's not 5 groups of 9. There's not 9 groups of 5. It's not repeated addition. Sergey, what are you thinking? Yeah? Sawyer, stop. They're not equal. If you didn't hear Sergey, she says you can't do it because they're not equal. We have to add them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So that was a great non-example. We were talking about multiplication and division, and that one was just to throw you off a little and make you really think. So there's 14 paintings. Does that bring you back to second grade a little bit?
Yeah.
Yep, that's kind of the stuff you did last year. But now you have to be able to train your brain to
Are we doing
really visualize and think. Because if you just pull out these numbers and multiply them, your answer is not going to make any sense. So you would also have forgotten to reflect. Because then if you said 5 times 9 is 45, and it said one wall of an art gallery has a row of 5 paintings and a row of 9 paintings, there are 45 paintings on the wall. How could you get 45 with only 5 and 9? Well, 5 times 9 is 45, but that's not what it's saying. There's 5 paintings and 9 paintings. There's not 5 groups of 9. So did you just hear everything we talked about right here? It's not multiplication, right? Bingo. Good job. All right. Let's see if we can. Okay, let's look at number 5. And then I'm going to lead you to a quick oral exercise. All right, number 5 is what we're going to look at. Good for you. Listen up. You'll be ready to share. The 14 trumpet players in the marching band lined up in 2 equal rows. How many trumpet players were in each row? Okay, if you think this is multiplication, stand up. There are the 14 trumpet players in the marching band lined up in 2 equal rows. How many trumpet players were in each row? Do you think it's division? Stand up. All right. Do I see anyone not standing? Lyric, do you think it's multiplication or do you think it's division? Division, okay. Who would be comfortable explaining their thinking? All right, Josh, go for it. All right, but how did you know to divide and not multiply?
Because you're counting by 2 to get 14.
Okay, who can add on to that? Good thinking. Abby. So you guys are solving it, but how did you know it was division? And yes, you could. You're right. But Abby, can you tell me how you knew it was division and not multiplication? You know how many players there are, right? It's not really the answer. It's called the total. We know there's 14 trumpet players. What are we doing with those trumpet players? Yeah, that's division. Can't you visualize that? I could see a band teacher doing that. All right, let's get in our rows. There's 14 of you.
Okay.
How many are going to be in each? How do you know?
Because 2 divided by 7 equals 14, and 15 for separation.
All right, so you know 2 times 7 equals 14. Therefore, 14 divided by 2 must equal 7, and that's 7 players. All right, nice job. So I really wished I had time to do as many things as I had planned, but I don't. Time flies when you're having fun. You can sit down. I'm gonna quickly do an activity with you, modified a little bit. So I also wanted us to be creating division problems. So we are not gonna have a ton of time to do our book, but what I'd like to do is have you get out your math spiral, and I want you to choose another unit. So I don't know that we'll go as far as we did, but we'll at least do a little practice here because we have a couple minutes. If you chose pumpkins last time, pick something different. You can choose any unit you want. You could make it a fall theme. You could go with a Halloween theme. Maybe you want to make it bats. Maybe you want to make it owls. Oh, honey, not okay.
I can't spell this wrong because I'm doing cups.
Over here, something. Apples, if you did apples already. Don't do apples, do something different. It can be whatever. Okay, so I'm gonna count to, no, it's Evie. 10. And then
Is
I'll,
this division?
yes, Haley?
Are we doing division now?
Yes, good question. Now, see, it says, let's write our own division word problems. So whatever your unit is, you're gonna divide it or share it. So think about cookies, maybe. Oh, you know what? Pumpkin muffins are delicious. Doesn't have to be food. All right, you have, I'm gonna count to 10. Have your unit written in your math spiral. 1, 2. She did too. Really hard. Just so you know. Okay, on the count of 3, say your unit. 1, 2, 3. Even at home, say your unit. You can unmute. Okay, excellent. Thank you. Now that you know your unit, choose from one of the following equations and write it down. These are the same as divided by, but I don't have that symbol. So choose from one of these equations and write it down. And don't do the same, don't do the inverse of what you already did. Pick something different. Okay, so you have 10 seconds to choose your equation. See? All right, 1. All right, on the count of 3, you're going to say your equation. 1, 2, 3.
25 divided by 5. 25 divided by 7 equals 3.
I like when they do it. Nice. Okay, so we have our equation. I'm going to erase this so I can move to the next slide without it interfering. Well, that's weird, huh? You do. Okay, so now today I'm giving you sentence frames. Here's what you're going to do. You're going to start your problem with your name. So, for example, I'm Mrs. Aubin. So I would write Mrs. Aubin had, and you have to think of your equation. I'm going to say my equation was 24 divided by 8 equals 3. So that's my equation. Mrs. Aubin had, I'm going to take my big number called the dividend. Mrs. Aubin had 24, whatever you wrote down. I saw seeds. I thought that was a good one. I'm going to say 24 flowers. Okay? She, I'm going to say she because I'm a she. If you're a he, you can do he. She shared them equally between your smaller number, your divisor. 8 friends. How many, and then I'm going to have my unit, flowers, did each friend get? So I'm just helping you out a little bit because of time. So you're going to write your own. You're going to use the same format. Are you going to have the blue writing that I have? No, you're going to plug in your ideas, your unit and your equation. And then if you have time, draw a picture to go with it. So I'm going to draw my 8 friends. Yeah, make sure it's your name, not mine. And then I'm gonna have my 24 flowers. One, two, three, four, five, six. There's my 24 flowers. I'm gonna have my 8 friends. You're gonna draw what yours is all about. Fill in the blanks. This is you.
I'm not done.
It's a vision problem. Can you repeat that? What was-
I'm all done.
do you want to read yours to us, Haley? And show us your picture?
Haley had 21 toys. She shared them with 7 kids. How many toys do each kid get? So
Excellent.
20 divided by 7 equals 3. And
Beautiful. Do you have a picture?
Yes.
You are quite the mathematician, Haley. I'm so proud of you. Is there anybody to share? She's on it, that one. She's doing great. Would you like to share? Okay, so I'm going to pass the microphone around and let some people share who are ready and willing. And then it just helps us hear that language. We could have said, I like that it says shared equally. What's another word I could have said instead of shared equally? What else could I have done? Yeah. Well, no, that's the unit. What other word besides shared when we use division? Josh. Hold on, Josh. What is it? Gave them equal. I could have said gave them an equally. I could have said divided them up between my friends. Okay, go ahead, Josh. What's your problem?
Josh has 8 students. Peter's Pete is putting them into 3 groups. How many groups did he make?
Okay, so you guys kind of chose different wording and it worked. I love it. You can do a question mark too. Well done. All right, Haley. Here you go. I'm going to give you this.
Haley had 32 fall masks. She shared them equally between 4 friends. How many fall masks did each friend get?
Like 32 divided by 4. Anybody know? It's a hard one.
I'm done.
Did you say you're done? Okay, Robert. What was the answer, Haley? You can say it in the microphone. 8. Good job, Josh. Okay, Robert, go ahead and share. Sure. Robert, you want to share?
Okay. Robert has 24 lollipops. He shared 8 with each of his friends. How many friends does he have?
You mean how many lollipops did each friend get? Don't you think?
I'm done.
Okay, hold on, Jensen. You're be next. Let me share. Have Tim share. Funny boy.
I have 36 cars. I split them equally to 4 people. I split them in equal groups. How many in each group?
And what's the answer?
4. No,
9, right? 4 times 9 is 36. Okay, Jensen, you're up.
Can I leave? I'm all
Okay.
done.
So Jensen had 25 apple pies.
Yummy.
He shared them with 5 friends. How many are left?
Okay, the problem with that is that shouldn't be how many are left, because that would be a subtraction. And 25 and 5 was not one of our problems. So rethink that. Remember the equations you could choose from? That's not on your list. Go back and pick one of these. So you could do 24 divided by 3, 32 divided by 4, 21 divided by 3, 24 divided by 4, 28 divided by 4, 36 divided by 4. So try again, pick one of those and just plug those numbers in. And it shouldn't be how many are left, that'll be subtraction. Look at this model up here. Jensen, do you see it? Look at the model. It's, if you have a certain amount, you're sharing them equal between a group of people. It would be how many of that unit did each friend get? So see if you can do that. All right, Matt.
Matt had 24 math problems. He shared them equally between 4 friends. How many math problems did each friend get?
What's the answer? 24 divided by 4 is 6, okay?
Miss Abby. Abby had 18 pumpkins. She shared them equally between 3 friends. How many pumpkins did each friend get?
Excellent. And do you guys know the answer? 18 divided by 3?
Can I leave? Miss Harrison?
Not
Yes,
yet.
there's
Oh, can you guys not hear? Just a minute. 18 divided by 3 is 6. Okay, can I have that? All right. So let's quickly wrap this up. I heard some great examples. Haley, I hope you got to hear Jensen's and Roberts as well. All right. I'm going to erase this, but on the thermometer, how are you feeling today about our learning target, which was not just solving multiplication and division word problems, but also creating them. Today we created division problems and we solved some of the ones you wrote yesterday. So show me, Mrs. Harrison's looking at home. Show her how you're feeling about our learning target of solving and creating word problems. I'm looking in the audience. I see some moving thumbs. But I think we did a lot better today than yesterday. Okay, sideways thumbs. We'll keep working on this. I saw it in one of next unit. We're going to do it again. But you guys did so much better today. I'm so proud of you. The lesson in Think Central for kids at home is 1.18. And we'll work on that another time. So we'll see you guys tomorrow. Good luck and see if you can get some of that Think Central assignment done.
What do we do with these?